All right. Hey, you guys. It's me. No, I'm joking, y'all. But this is April Baker, and this is Live Talk with April. And today I have my beautiful special guest, Pamela, with me. Let me get our music started. You guys know I like to have the music playing in the background. So Pamela is here because we're going to be giving some life lessons. Now, Facebook, don't cut us off because I know you guys don't like the music, but we don't own the rights to the music, okay? And I'll also include that in my description at the end, you guys. But Pamela is here because she's a life coach, and we met over on TikTok, and we had a conversation about life and some life experiences, and both of us were kind of similar. You guys know that I just recently wrote a book, and it's interactive. So some of the things that Pamela and I talked about correlated with my book, and I was like, if I'm going to be promoting a book, why not bring on this beautiful life coach, Miss Pamela Knox? And Pamela, if you don't mind, let's get started and tell the beautiful people why you are here and what makes you a life coach.
Experience.
Wow.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pam. Um, from the age of 15 up to 52 now, my current
Hmm.
age, I've lived a lot of life,
I
a lot of experiences.
I get it.
And I just want to put my story out there. So if anybody's going through the same thing, if you hear my story and you hear the things that's even close to home,
Hmm.
pull your ears apart and listen. I'm going to give you some tips.
Well,
Honest to God, it's total release and receive.
release and receive. That's what our conversation was about. And I was like, Pam, I love you. You gotta come join me on the show and tell your story. So we all of us that we have a group chat that we started. I haven't really started it yet, but I have everybody's number. And Pam was like leading the pack and like really letting us know the ins and outs of her relationship, and she didn't have a problem with doing it. And so let's talk a little bit about why we actually decided to come on and have this conversation about your what prompts you to become the life coach that you are. So let's talk about that relationship, and I'll talk a little bit about mine because that's what my book is all about. It's called The Release. So just as you said, the release and receive
Mhm.
is the biggest key to it. That is the book, and I shared it with Facebook, but I haven't
It's
brought it over to
crazy.
TikTok yet. So tell us a little bit about what you experienced, and how did you overcome it, and are you still making that transition of overcoming it so that you can help us out as well?
Everybody sit down because this is tough. This is hard. This is going to
I
hit.
know it was a hard story.
um, in 2019, I got back together with a high school friend, and we hit it off. It was great. 2020, I lost my mom. Well, it started with my brother in January 2020. My
Hmm.
brother died of a massive heart attack. And 6 weeks later, my mom had an aneurysm.
Wow.
My brother was my brother was like my comrade. My
Yeah.
mom was my best friend.
Yeah.
In 6 weeks, I lost two people that meant the world to me. And I still had my dad. My dad was going through. He had cancer, and they took his tongue out, and he had a feeding tube. And I moved in with my parents to take care of my dad.
Wow. Okay.
Um, it was tough.
Yeah.
I started drinking when my brother passed away. I started drinking and doing drugs. When my mom passed away, I chased the devil through hell, wanting to die. I wrecked my car, got DUI, bullet holes in the camper. Um, when I went to take care of my dad, when everybody was still alive, I went to take care of my dad. I was with somebody, and I lost everything. I lost my home, my vehicle, everything. And that's when 2019, when that guy come into my life, the narcissist come into my life.
Mm.
And when I lost my brother, he showed up, and that
That's
was
what.
basically the last time I seen him. I lost my mom, my dad. I lost my dad 11 months after I lost my mom. In 13 months, I lost half my family. I
Mm,
have one brother and one sister still living,
yeah.
and it was rough. And I felt God abandoned me. I felt
Yeah.
I was angry. I cussed God. I'm ashamed of myself for the way I acted. I am for the actions I took with alcohol, drugs, everything. But I was hard headed. I was just angry, and it was hurt turns to anger with me, and I was livid. I was beyond angry. And the whole time I'm hanging on to this narcissist. She's only feeding me crumbs. He's ghosting me, gaslighting me, and I
Mm,
feel like he's the only one I have left that can help me get through this, and he won't show up.
mm.
And for 4 years, I kept trying, and his ex is in and out of his house. How many people do you know that are split up in a relationship, but they allow the baby mama to come and go? He has a pool. He put in a pool so the baby mama could come up there and swim with the children.
What? You helped them put the
I
pool in?
couldn't. No, he put a pool in so that I guess more access to her. You know.
Okay.
Um, and I was all wrong because I said you need to set boundaries. If you and I are going to have anything, you need to set boundaries. Oh no, we he needed her to be comfortable because he wanted his children to see that they were okay. Well, you
Wow.
don't have to um, open up your home and your pool and her run your life and let her be comfortable for your children to be okay. Everybody else have co-parenting skills that they do real well that doesn't involve all of that. But
Yeah.
just the other day when I scrolled through and I found you, that was the day I decided. I can't fix. I have loved and loved and loved chill. I've held on to my hands are bleeding.
Yeah.
I have to let this go. And that's when I shut
Yeah.
the door and I found you. And that message was given to me. And, 4 years I was in the dirt. And now I understand why. Because you watered
Yeah.
my seed the other night.
Wow.
My head's popped out into the sunshine.
Well, that's what God does, plant seeds so that you can grow. And it took for you to
But
release.
I had to release to receive.
And that's the truth. And
And
I've been saying that
that's
the
what I
whole
keep trying to
time.
preach.
And I love that because you was like, you gotta release. You gotta
Let
release.
go of the
And
wheel. Let
I
God have the
just
wheel.
really related the two that my book is called Release. The Release. Day one
That's what
again.
blew my mind when you just because I didn't
That's
know
what
what
I
the
was
name of your
about
book
to
was
tell
till you
you
just said
because
that.
I was so obsessed with what we were working on over there. And then to get you on here and we talking about the release, and my book is actually called The Release. And since you told your story, I'll tell a little bit of mine, but you guys are going to have to read about mine. And I'm sure since we are here, she's going to have an addition. You can actually add your addition to my book if you want, because my book is interactive. And we just gonna be communicating together. You know how when the author writes and you be like, I wonder what happened on, and I wonder, you'll be able to ask me those questions in my book.
Your next book is Receive. Releases this one.
Oh
Your
my
next one's
God.
going to be
Come
Receive.
on now. That's gotta be it. Thank you. Okay. Because this is the thing. I'm telling you, this was all divinely guided by God, because I had to make the book where people can ask questions, because most of my life I share is about people changing their life, and I use my life as an example. Same way we did with her, the same way we did with the other young lady that we were talking to. And so the book had to be interactive so that people can have an even exchange with the book. And you're right, the sec is a monthly subscription of $5.55, and it's active for 6 months. And I'm supposed to write two books, and the second book can be received. Wow. And then I'll talk about my whole life story, and I'll just publish that out on Amazon. But this is supposed to be a guide to help people release. And then you also need to learn how to receive as well. And that'll be the second book. And then I'll have half of my other book that I'm going to publish, and I'll leave that in the that'll be in the subscription as well. Wow. See how that
You
works?
know, I have felt, and this is crazy, I have felt that since I have released, the receiving is falling on me. I haven't had to reach for it. It's falling on me.
Wow. That's how
It's
God
being
works.
handed to me.
Hmm.
So there, like I said earlier, God will provide. He'll take us.
Take us where we're going to go. We'll talk about that at the end because
Mhm.
we're going to tell people what we're going to do, and it's going to blow their minds away. But this is all being, when I tell y'all, and when I speak, I always talk about God, or I'll tell them their higher power because I don't like to impose my religion on others. But this is all being divinely guided by my God and her God, and we just merged together, and I fell in love with you in all of your
And my
movements.
heart,
Like,
my heart. I mean, it's just like my
I don't
heart
think
and my
you'll
soul
ever
is
be my soul tribe person. I don't know. So
mm,
this is the
so
soul
sit
tribe.
down,
We're gonna my
so
soul.
keen, so keen.
And we sitting here. She's talking about April. I want you to play Hello Future, and I've never listened to it. I fell in love with that song too by Toby Max.
I was like 3 times, and I was like, listen to my
And she
song.
kept telling me, listen to it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Hello Future. Yeah, the future is coming, but it's an actual song. So
and
that was that. But
and
I
cats
want to
and cats. Hello, future.
look. I ain't know what you were talking about for real till we listen to it today. And I think I done listened to it 3 times since, and
Oh yeah,
it's like welcoming sunshine, and that's the receiving
yes.
part. Wow. So that'll be my theme song for the second part. But when I first started this journey, well, back on November the 25th, I let you guys listen to Nightbird, and that song is okay. That is what made me catapult to the next level because I was like, man, I'm ready to give up. But that song and that in her words, because I know she's an angel sent from God, that changed my life. Like,
Yeah.
definitely changed my life. I can't play it on here because the last time I played music on here real loud, they erased my whole live stream. But and I don't want to do that. So this is amazing, and I'm like so blessed to have met you. Right.
Yeah.
So let me tell you
Likewise,
a little.
likewise.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story that because you said you mentioned a narcissist, and I talk about narcissism all the time on this live stream. I had one of my daughter's best friends, which is now my daughter, come on and she spoke about it. I, my sister, I've talked about it by myself because we all lived it, and some of us don't know exactly what it is. So that is what I talk about in the book, and my my husband died back in January 2020. This is why I know we so connected in some kind of way. He died January 11th, 2020, right? And then I met my person, that narcissist. I didn't know he was a narcissist because when they come in so different and they present themselves as the person
Knight in
who's going to
shining armor.
yes. So
Knight in shining.
everything that I could ever dream of, because you already going through your pain. So you're telling them, look, I lost this and I went through that and I have this and I'm doing this and I'm trying to build that. And they didn't build the case because at that moment you become their prey. And so they are building how they gonna come in and eat you. That's how I looked at it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I told him everything. I
And
lost
and,
my
and we're there unbeknownst. We're there like a deer in headlights. I was like,
I
yeah,
did.
okay.
And be like, oh God, and the devil will sing you the
Yeah.
king of the
Oh
jungle.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you like, and they treat you like the queen for them 3 months. And then you like, where you at? What you doing? They like, girl, bye. I'm
Yeah.
out here floating,
Yeah. Boy, bye.
right?
Remember the other night? Boy, bye.
Look, the same situation. So he was everything because I was tired because I had to do everything because my husband was sick. So I had to cook, clean, wash clothes, take care of the kids. The kids had to help me. And I was like, I ain't want to do that. He did everything. I had to do nothing. I was like, wow, and he was beautiful for me to look at. So I was like, Jesus, thank you,
Mm.
Lord. Yeah, angel. That man was the devil walking, okay? But I can't blame him for everything because I stayed in the relationship, but it got so aggressive. And I talk about all the steps of me staying in the relationship and all the red flags that I actually saw and still stayed to be a part of it. And what about look? Don't put them blinders up, because I stayed for the red flags, and I stayed, and I just was like, okay, the red flags are there, but what do I do? Right?
We overlove to try and fix it
What did
to
you do?
help
Because
them.
I know you saw the red flags. You told
I
me a few. A swimming pool for your baby mama and the kids. Come on, baby. We're not about to do that.
I tried to, I guess maybe overlove and show him that I could love him more, that I could I might not be able to provide more, but I could love him more. I could give him more security. I could but as a narcissist, you don't need nobody. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So that's why the other night it was so easy, when it all hit and I told you I closed the door on that. I closed the door on that. And like, our conversation earlier, he's gotta heal. If he's coming back, he's gotta heal.
Yeah. For the most
And
part, I would never say like don't go back, because we all go through things, and we all go, as long as it's not abusive, because I want to say that part, because some people now they fighting and hitting, and that's a different conversation.
no, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
a
brought up
different
like that. I don't do
conversation.
that.
Y'all never fought or anything?
Not like that. No, it was more mental abuse than anything.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. A lot of mental
Hmm.
abuse, and a lot of this a lot of drawing me away from my family and friends. So you are, I hear an echo on your phone.
I am echoing.
Or is it me? I don't know. Can you hear the echo when I speak?
I can hear. No, I'm not hearing it now.
I'm not speaking. It's an echo. Is it on your phone? Do you have something else on?
I have nothing else going on my phone.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. There, I just hit something. Shit. Coming back. I'm coming back. There we go.
Let me. It's still an
I,
echo.
I mean, I don't see where I have anything open on mine that's could be causing
Can
it.
you turn down your phone and let me see what happened? Like the volume. All right, hello.
Okay,
Can
my
you hear
phone's
me
turned
now?
on.
Can you hear me? It's causing an echo. Wow.
Let, let me see if I can't throw my headphones on and see
All
if
right,
that
let me
helps.
pause it. Okay, y'all, we back. We had to do a pause because we had an echo. So you guys will probably hear a little bit of like fan, like I'm back. So we were talking about that narcissistic relationship that some of us don't recognize that we're in. And that's what my book is all about. It's going to give you step by step details and talk about the how to avoid and how to recognize the red flags, because they are actual red flags that we see and we just be like so
It's
blinded
okay.
by it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's not okay for you to be mistreated and treated that way. So you got to understand it's not okay, and don't accept it for anything. So
Boundaries. Boundaries. Set
put your
boundaries.
boundaries up. And this is why I brought Pamela on, because she's an advocate.
I'm on it.
And she knows because she lived it. And I think that the only way that you can, I think I called her a life expert, and she's lived a life. And she said she would rather be called a life coach. And I'm like, that's expert living to me. And that's stuff that type of living is the stuff that we need to help us once a person overcomes that obstacle and they can get up in front of the world and have a conversation about what it was and how to get to the next point in life. And like you said, the release so that you can receive. And so, what was the trigger? What was the thing that said, I got to choose me? What was that big moment that made you say, I'm done?
Because for 2 years, I repeated myself over and over. Set boundaries for her. Fix this. This is what needs to be fixed for us to do something. And he finally said, well, he said, I love her. And I said, well, if you
Oh,
love her, you don't need me. Bye.
wow.
And for 4 years, I was led to believe. I mean, he even said the words, I love you. And, after I told him, don't contact me no more 100 times. He'd call, Mom, I'm just checking in on you. Breadcrumbs. Then when I needed him and call and text, ghost.
Nothing. I went through the same thing for months and weeks. And
I tried four
he
years.
wasn't
I
even
tried
in a
4 years.
relationship. Yeah, we didn't make it to 4 years. We since
Well, we only
we,
actually made it 2 years.
I think we only made it 2 years. April 2020 to 21, 22, November 22, I believe. And that was it. And I said, I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. But that's the worst thing. And then even after the fact, he would try to call and torment me like, you this, you that, and nobody's gonna love you. You ain't gonna never get another man. I'm like, wow. If they're gonna be like you, I don't need one. So
Exactly. I'll be by myself.
I'll be alone. And I have been. I mean, now this is new. Well, you said y'all made it about 2 years. So have you dated since then? Like, have you been with any other
Oh yeah,
person?
I've tried to date other people,
I have too.
but the addiction of the narcissist,
Hmm.
that in my heart, I couldn't feel for anybody else because I was addicted. I was addicted to a narcissist, and that's what they do. They
I
they
was addicted.
create they create this persona of them that you become addicted to. They give you and they make themselves look like the knight in shining armor when really you can't polish a turd. You
Can't polish a turd. That is so
can't polish
true.
a turd. So um, you just got to learn how to distinguish the knight in shining armor from a polished turd.
That's true. And I know that also true. And just so weird that when I got online over on TikTok today, I was in that part of my book where the red flags were there and we stayed and we made excuses. Those
We tried to
excuses are
over
because
love.
we wanted to love them enough so that they can understand how to love us.
Yeah,
And he took so much from me. Like, oh, let me borrow this, I'll give it back. Never gave it back. Use my car, and I think he used to use my car and go see other women. I would never know. And you become embarrassed. And me, I was staying there, so I'm just like, I don't want anybody to know what's going on. So I tucked in and just stayed for the ride. But he really did everything that you can ever meant that I wanted for a man to do until he started to show his true colors. But he made me get addicted to that person that he should have been. And then he turned and showed me who he was. And I made excuses for that. And I'm sure that that's what you did.
this is what I have found out in my narcissistic relationship.
Yeah.
He put things in my head that give me expectations of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, my number one lesson here: expectations leads to disappointment.
Mm.
with a
I definitely
narcissist. With a narcissist. I'm not
understand.
saying with everybody and everything, but that's what I learned with him. He gave me this beautiful picture and allowed me to see things, but it really wasn't there and it wasn't going to be there.
And you thought it was, and you just kept
Oh yeah,
trying to make
kept
that happen.
over loving and over loving, and it just bit me
Wow.
in the butt.
I
I
definitely
handed
get it
I handed myself my own butt.
because you let it happen. And I say that all
Exactly.
the time. I was so upset and blaming him for everything. And then I was like, own up to my part too, because I sat there through it and
Yep.
I saw it. And as I was writing in the book, I'm laughing to myself and I'm like, it's just crazy that I saw this happen and didn't do anything to walk away from it.
Promoted it. We promoted it.
We
We
definitely did.
Yeah, because we wanted it. We wanted that. I
We
mean,
wanted the happy life, happy home, and we wanted that feeling of love because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've never really had it in my life, not even with my husband, where I can really say that I was in love, where I was at peace. I never experienced it. And I thought what him and I, the narcissist, had was real, but what he did was compiled the case and he saw the weakness in me. And he said, these are her weak points. This is where she needs lifting. I'll go in, pray on that, get her addicted to me, and drop her. And then she'll be so addicted that she got to keep coming back. And the fact that I was running from my husband's death, and you probably ran from your mother's death and your brothers to his arms
mhm.
and didn't get a chance to heal. And that's what happens.
But there was no arms to run to. He was a ghost. My he put that persona on, but it wasn't for real.
And now you got a story to tell
Mm.
and people to help,
Oh yeah.
you know?
I, I I I want people to pull their ears apart and listen.
Well, this is what I would say to you to do. Go into where you believe, where do you think the fact that you fell in love with that narcissist, where do you think that came from and why do you think you experienced that? Like, what was in your childhood that make you think that it's okay to love a person like that or it's okay to allow a person into your space like that? Why do you think you didn't learn the lesson? You know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, why do you think you did it?
At first, you don't even realize they're a narcissist,
You don't.
and where I you don't realize that they I don't know how to say they're everything you want them to be,
They are.
and um, like I said, throughout the disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, you know, tucking those red flags under the carpet, over loving, over loving, over loving, and like I said, when your hands are bleeding and your face is in the dirt, you gotta let go sometime. You just gotta let go. Cause I, 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 I was wasting away. I told you that I was wasting away here. Waiting on the knight in shining armor.
I get it. I wasted.
But
I wasted too.
now we
But
know
that's
better. We go from here. We go from here. We know better. Chalk that one up.
and look, we got a lot of lessons to teach because
Yeah.
when you go through that and you get on the other side of it and you get to the receiving part, you have a whole lot of lessons bottled up. And this is what we did.
Yeah.
Remember what we just did. So this is one thing Pamela and I, we were over on TikTok and one of the guests, she needs help. So Pamela and I was like, I said, I'm going to come and help you. God put it in my spirit because I'm actually cousin. If you're watching, I'm not going to be able to make it, Pamela and I are going to go on the road together. I don't know what kind of mission we're going to be doing. I guess we're going to be saving people, Pam.
Yep.
I guess.
I'll pull their ears apart and you put it in.
Right. So I'm like, she was like, I can't leave because, and I'm like, look, God was like, don't you got a trip coming up? Go there. And I'm like, huh? I'm not taking my trip. Watching old baby, she need a babysitter. And she lives in Ohio. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going somewhere March the 1st to May. I'll come to you and babysit. And you can be free. Now, what is your excuse? So, and then Pam said, I'm coming.
Pick me up, pick me up.
So, Pam and I are going to be going around traveling, saving people, I'm sure. So, that'll be our first stop in Ohio. And
When
I'm
when
sure
two or more gather.
we're gonna have more souls to go to because if you guys can see behind me, I made my vision board on my wall, and I have on the road one way. Then it's a camera because we're gonna be recording most of this stuff, and travel and memories. And home is where your heart is. So wherever we go, it doesn't matter. We'll still be home.
Yes,
And
we
we'll be
will.
saving people along the way. And Pam, my life expert, I'm not going to call her a life coach. She has the crack. I mean, she can crack the whip. Open your ears and listen. So that's what we'll be doing. And
Mhm.
you guys stay tuned because Pam, you're going to be writing in my book your part.
You
You're
got it.
going to write, and we're going to write our receiving part together.
Yep.
Wow, Pamela,
That's
not
gonna be our road trip. That's
that's
gonna
going to
the
be our road
second.
trip. We're going to do the whole
Your
East Coast.
second
So
book is your
it's
second book
gonna
is
be our
gonna
road
be
trip, our
our
receiving
road
journey.
trip.
So whoever here's this story, you need our help no matter where you are. We're off the limits from March the 1st until May. April, I guess May the 1st. We're gonna help her. And then we'll be available to come to you, whoever needs us. But we'll spend a lot of time over on TikTok, so we'll put that in the description. Um and after this, I have a special guest coming on. His name is called Brown. He's going to give us the male point of view. And if you guys, this is recorded, this is a recorded session, but his will not be recorded, so we'll be live. And I'll see if I can get Pam back to join us over there. I mean,
Oh
on
yeah.
the you'll come on. So I'll
Oh,
send you the
whatever.
link. So Pam's like, I'm all in, April, whatever you need. And
I
Pam
got
is
you,
got
girl. I got
a lot of
you.
me and Pam. So it'll probably be April and Pam. Okay. But let's get past this and I'm going to bring on call. So this is recorded, so the next part won't be, but this is live talk with April. Stay tuned because we're talking about life and life lessons about love and the misconceptions of love and what a narcissistic relationship looks like. Because some of us don't know. And go get my book. It's called The Release. The same exact thing. Release to receive is what Pam just said. And maybe that'll be we'll change the topic because the book is interactive, it's digital. So you guys check it out. It's $5.55. It's a 6-month subscription of $5.55. You'll get 2 books. You'll get released to receive. Okay. You'll get released to receive, and then you'll get the actual receiving portion, which will be a rendition of our road trip, right, man?
Yep. This
So
is
you guys,
happening.
look at him. This is happening. This is all being divinely guided, and I love her already. I get my car maybe tomorrow. We leave it March the 1st. It's gonna be insane, you guys. Stay tuned because the lives are gonna be
I
different. I'm
I
dragging
am
Pam to
determined. I am determined.
I'm dragging Pam to the gym and our new friend, but she's kind of camera shy, so I'm not gonna mention her yet. But this is fitting to be amazing. And if you guys need us and we God pulls us your direction, we're on the road. We're gonna be out here saving souls and saving lives. And I'll talk to you guys about my business when I get to call Brown. He's coming up next. Okay. Pam, I love you. See you on the other side. Okay.
I love you too, honey.
All right, baby.